Hello. This is an impromptu live. Given it's the Valentine's Day in the middle of the day, I really didn't expect anybody to show up. So that's not kind of the thing. It's just a way to record it without having to sit here and just record. So, one thing I come on camera, which is horrible at the moment, but I came here because wanted y'all to see that I'm okay as far as that can go. Hi, Betty. Betty Dan Boop has shown. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. Where is my. There it is. I'm sorry. I'm blowing something up so I can see. Christy, it's good to see you. So the other day I did a live. I'm not here to rehash anything whatsoever with that live, but I did a live and I received a lot of love from that live. And I just want to say thank you. And I appreciate every bit of it. I did receive a gift. I wanted to open that. I'm not going to say who it's from unless they want to know who it's from. Does that make sense? No. If you want to be known, I have no problem letting you be known, but I'm not sure you wanted to be known, so and I didn't know you could do this. I received an email to my BTU YT YouTube email, and I had no idea this was a thing that you could send a gift through email, and I could choose to accept it or not to accept it. I didn't know that was a possibility. But I did accept it, obviously, and it just came through that way, and it has a gift thing. I'm going to read it, but not read the name of who signed it. Never doubt how important you are, how much light you bring to others, or that you are a rock star and an amazing woman that I'm proud to call friend. And I appreciate that, and you as well, you. But it smells good. I can smell it from the box. Actually, I could smell it through the package. It was coming out. But it's a candle. I was holding it right. And it says, "Sometimes you forget you are awesome. So this is your reminder." And it's a lavender scent. I can smell it through here. Chicago, go lay down. I just now see Shelly curls. I'm sorry, I was busy opening and I didn't really see what was going on. But I'm going to leave this right here where I can see it, because it means I'm heeding the message and I'm taking the message. Chicago has a migraine and she really needs to go lay down. Candles are your favorite, Christy? I love candles. I do. I have to admit. Hi, Lisa. It's good to see you. Happy Valentine's to everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. That's right. It is our Valentine's Day, whether you have a Valentine or not. We are happy Valentine's Day people here. We will be each other's Valentines if we have to be. Sorry about that. Get that box out of the way. And the crinkly package so y'all don't have to listen to it. So is everyone having a good day? Is anything happening for your Valentine's Day? We are having spaghetti for dinner. It's like it's what we wanted. So that's like our meal. And then tomorrow we're going to go and hang out with a family member and have it and take them for a Valentine's meal day after. But I'm sorry, Curls, Shelly, Chicago, Christy, Lisa. Did I miss anybody? Betty Dan Boop. Everybody's accounted for. I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, I don't have mine on all messages either, or live chat. I'm horrible at this. And it's been so long since I've actually done it, so it's even worse because I forget what you're doing after a while. Me too. You can't see her. She's right here in a stroller beside me. Come here, Mama. Come here. There she is. She's always right here with me. The other one's behind her, but we have a dog stroller and she sits beside me. And it makes it better than I was holding her in my lap. All the times that I was doing the lives a year ago when I was doing lives. She was in my lap, and by the time I got done, I was just like sinking into the chair because it was so. The longer I held her, the heavier it got. So I bought a dog stroller. She hurt her hip. So I bought that for her so I could take her on longer walks. She can walk some, but then I have to carry her back. So I was like, this is breaking my back. So I did buy the dog stroller. It's in one of my shorts. And sorry, I'm feeding some snacks over here. So she sits in the dog stroller now, which is good for me to not have to sit here and hold her. Spinning it with your 4 kitties. Those hurricanes. Purring hurricanes. Making a new recipe on the Traeger. That sounds good, but it's too cold. Well, it's not. My cold is not your cold. I am not even going to try to compare. Ooh, a Chihuahua Yorkie mixed. So is it hairy? I'm sorry. Mine is all over the place. Like I said, first time live in a long time and alone. That sounds like a hairy category 4 hurricanes. That's it. It sounds like a hairy Chihuahua to me. I don't know that. I've had a Yorkie before. My mom had a Yorkie when I was younger, so I'm familiar with Yorkie. And of course, I got the Chihuahuas, and I have the Applehead is mine, and then he has the Deerhead Chihuahua. Random long hairs, just random. That sounds. I can visualize that to some degree, but you know those are they Chinese crested? The ones that kind of have I kind of have this vision, but you know, mothers love we love our babies no matter what they look like, right? Yeah, we're just he's working, of course. I mean, most people that don't have holidays like that off, of course. And he said he would be home early. And then anytime he says that, I know it's going to be a full day. He jinxes himself every time. They're like, yeah, just it should be quick and easy out there by noon and just put down 8. You're good. Let's go with it. And next thing you know, he's there for 10. You know, it never really works out to be a short day. When they say short day, it's like, stop that. You have so much snow. We didn't, when did we get it? I don't even remember. My brain is like, I'll be honest with you. There's a short. There's a short about DFW and the airport shutting down for weather conditions. Whenever that was is when we had our snow days, ice days around here mostly. But I lost my chat. We're good now. I'm back. Okay. His dad was mine, and next door neighbor had a Chihuahua, and they hooked up. Yeah. Yorkie. Oh. Well, at least you have a part of them. Little gremlins are great, though. You see mine. There's, she's not perfect by any means. I don't want to talk bad about her, but she's listening. She talks to me. I talk to her. We have full conversations. I don't care what that means to anybody else. They say you're crazy, but if you talk to yourself, I talk to myself. I answer myself. I talk to the animals. I talk for the animals. Like we have full on conversations around here, and it's just me in the house. So I don't know why I'm having trouble doing a live when I'm used to talking to myself all the time, and I have all of y'all right here to talk to me. Oh, I lost some. Yeah, so that was that. And then I was talking to a friend of mine this morning. That's something else. I'm not going to out my friend I was talking to this morning either. And we were talking about love and what is love, and not really like what is love, the deep meaning of love, but like the love languages. And I don't know if anybody's ever done the love languages. I didn't do it until like maybe 2 years ago. There's a book, there's online, you can just do a quick questions and stuff, but there's 5 love languages. There's acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch. And I realized I have a dilemma because I like to give acts of service. I do things for people. I do the laundry, I do the dishes, I do the care, I take the care of the home, I do the, so acts of service to people is what I give, but I like to receive quality time. But my partner, my husband, he likes physical touch. So I'm not giving him his love language. I realized that, it clicked in my head. I was like, well, this is not really how that's supposed to work out, I don't think. So that was something I had to, I'm trying to come to terms with, like, I need to meet his love language for him to meet mine, I guess. But we were talking about others. So that was, yeah, Lisa, I think you get the point. Yeah, you got it. So I need to work on that. I'm not 100% in his category. So, but I want mine too. So that's a whole nother thing. And we all want that. Never mind. I should not say what I just said, but take that back. Lisa got me going on a whole different direction, which was the right direction, but the wrong direction. So that was where we were at this morning. And then there was like people in their lives that their love languages aren't being met, and just all kinds of things were happening. Go for a walk. I would love to go for a walk. But have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you leaving messages on my other stream that I did the other night. I can't thank you enough. I'll see you in the other chats over there where I go and hide sometimes from the meanies of the world. But I really do. I appreciate you. Have a good walk. Enjoy yourself. Okay, Lisa. I see that. Put your straighten it up. Just for me. I can take it. Curls, what do you do? You're doing the Traeger. What is the recipe? Do you mind sharing? Not sharing the recipe itself, but like, what is it a meat or? Laugh at her, Curls. Just laugh at her. Because she's not telling the truth. She's sweet as can be. She's a perfect little angel. I'm sitting here looking at my candle again. It's nice to have reminders, or do people think you're okay, you're decent human sometimes. Spend the day with your hubby. What are you doing, Betty? Are y'all having a date, or you know what I want to do? Oh, I just remembered something. We're not going to do it today. I don't think it's only good until not good. Good is not the word. I don't know if y'all seen my short on here. We have a Cane's that's on Northwest Highway in Dallas, and they turned it into Post Malone's Dallas Cowboys decorations. And when you go through the drive-through, it has the Dallas Cowboys star, and it has players inside on digital screens, and inside it has all their memorabilia and stuff. So they turned that one into Dallas Cowboys Post Malone collaboration. But right now they're doing over in another one in a different area, Grand Prairie, Texas. They're doing a tunnel of love is what they're calling it. And they have made when you go through the drive-through, it's a heart, and then it has a red arch of lights that, like, Christmas when you drive through that big tunnel of lights. If you've ever been to the Christmas shows, drive through places. And so they have that, and heart to walk in the front door. And I'm not sure what's inside, but I've asked to be taken there, and it's going to leave on the 16th. And we have plans for tomorrow already. And we have plans for tonight already. So I am fingers crossed that Sunday we can make it through there before they take it down, because I want to do that. That's something I've been wanting to do since they put it up. And they put it up, like, I want to say the 1st of February, maybe the 5th. I can't remember. It was not too long ago. But I want to do that, and of course record that. Okay, so Italian sausages, smush center, add sour. Oh, sorry, I'll reread. Cream cheese, Slice jalapenos and top with cheddar cheese, then smoke on the grill and Traeger. It looks better than I just. Well, it sounds like you need to wrap it with some bacon. That's all you're missing. So if you take that and you open it up and you shove the cream cheese in the middle and some jalapenos and stuff in there and cheddar cheese, and then wrap it in bacon, and I think that'll be the one. Just kidding. Bacon makes everything better. But not for some people. Like my brother won't eat bacon. He doesn't eat any kind of pork whatsoever. So he's missing out in my world. Lisa has a date with her hubby tonight. I know what's considered a date after, like, we just had February 5th was 14 years anniversary. 14. So what is a date anymore? We'll tell hubby we need some bacon on those things. And I agree. But what is a date at this point? Like, do you still like do your hair and make, I mean, like more than normal, like hair and makeup and a dress and heels and all that kind of thing? Or because I don't do that anymore. We've done the Foca de Chao, and yeah, I did, kind of dress up for that a little bit, not over the top, but like, and that was 2 years ago, maybe 3, I don't know. But stuff like that, but we don't do like date nights and stuff, but we go out together all the time. Sauerkraut? I can read it. I don't know if it's spelt right or not, but a side of sauerkraut with that sausage, cream cheese, jalapeno, cheddar, and bacon wrapped contraption we made up there. See, after 16 years, do you really? I mean, I know we go out, like we go to the Mexican restaurant, we go to the, we go out, we haven't been to a movie in a long time. Shows, different things, but I don't know, we just don't call it date night anymore. But I think it's only because of how long we've been together, not because of like, it's not really a date, It is really a date. You can eat it all by yourself. Sauerkraut, you can eat it by itself. You in Chicago. I'm not sure about that. I haven't had sauerkraut since, I mean, I don't even know how many years, so I'm not positive. I didn't really like it. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever tasted, but I really don't know. Finally, now that the kids are getting older, we are doing a little better financially. We've gotten to do some stuff like dates. It's a new world. It is, well, it gets even, I don't know. I'd like to say it gets better. Bigger children have bigger problems and bigger financial requests when it comes around. So that's food for thought. So just because you have to stop doing all the day-to-day financial, it doesn't mean that really stops. Hey, Amanda. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope your day is filled with love. At least I'm telling you that the bigger, like, even when they went from little to a preteen to a teen to whatever, however far you're into it, every step of the way, the toys get bigger, the problems get bigger, the finances, it all just keeps getting bigger. 19-year-olds more expensive than the other two combined. Yeah, there's always going to be one too. One that just kind of needs a little extra. That's okay. It's all good. Amanda, are you doing anything special for your Valentine's Day? Do you have a date? Are you cooking a meal? I'm making spaghetti. I know it sounds like just random, normal, everyday thing, but if he wants spaghetti, we're having spaghetti, and I like my spaghetti, so I'm making spaghetti. And I say it's easy, but you know what I mean. It's not like I don't have to slave over it, So it'll be good. Still handing out dog treats. If you hear my package over here, crank, crank, crank. Keeps them quiet because they're like little toddlers around here. They'll start yapping at me. The mailman did already come, so hopefully we're not going to have to deal with that one. apologize. Someone's messing with my phone. Give me just 1 second. Oh, my dad called when I wasn't paying attention. I'll have to call him back. It'll be all right. Turn my cameras back on. Let's see. 2 granddaughters, and we help out with many fudge. Yeah, then you have that little, the spoilization comes in. And it's not just well, okay, let's be honest. When that happens, do we then reduce the adult children and go for the little children and no, I'll do for your kids, but I'm not doing for you anymore kind of thing? Or do we still have to do double or triple or quadruple or keep going? Currently getting dolled up for tonight. So you guys we're bad company. I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm sure you look beautiful though. Absolutely stunning. This is it for today. Tomorrow's our out day, so I put my pink on. I'm at least trying to be in the moment. I've been able to spoil it. Yes. The best ones are so now I don't have this problem. I know it happens, but you send them out into the world and then they come back, and sometimes they come back with the littles, and then you're having to deal with that. I know people. I have a friend that's raising her grandchildren, and it's once you get through the initial raising of your children, then it's you have to start all over again with that situation. So at least she didn't have the adults children back with the grandchildren. She just has the grandchildren, but I know people who have all of it happen, and yeah, I'm not so sure. I want to keep the spoiling and send them home. I mean, it could be after 2 weeks. I'm good with that, but not forever. He went out for lunch yesterday. He had awful work in the middle of the week. I wish. Well, no, I don't wish. That was bad. I shouldn't have said that. I hope you're not listening, honey. I know he's out there somewhere. No, he comes home and he ruins my day. And I don't mean I don't think ahead to I should do this now because he'll be home shortly. So I have plans at 2:00. I'll be done with my work and I'll start doing this. And then he comes in at 1 and it's no, I got things to do at 2:00 and you're here way too early for me. So I don't mean he messes it up, or he wants to take a nap. I'm going to do a live maybe, I'm going to take a nap. And, the other night when I did the premiere, he was here with me. He fell asleep and he didn't even realize I was on there for the 2 hours sitting right here. I don't even know how far away. I'll give 20 feet if that, but I don't think it's that far away. 10 to 20. And he didn't even realize I was over here that whole time. And he's like, "What are you doing?" He scared him. I woke him up out of a nap and he's like, "I didn't even know you was over there." I only have this thing talking the whole time. Passports. I went to the post office. I've never had a passport. I used to travel out. Hey, Steps, good to see you. Happy Valentine's Day. I used to travel to Mexico and Canada before you ever needed a passport. I've never needed a passport actually since you have to have one. And then I went to the post office yesterday and this lady was she was not fluent in English very well. Oh no. Oh no. I hope you feel better. The flu's horrible this year. I haven't had it myself, but I know it's horrible. But the lady was working on getting her passport and I don't know what she thought. She didn't bring the husband or the baby. And they were like, "No, we have to have the baby with," and she goes, "I have the picture." I was like, "Okay, I think." And she said, "Well, no, I need to see the picture with the baby." And she goes, "I'll show you the picture." And she goes, "No, I need," it was a whole thing. And it was it seemed really complicated for this family situation dynamic of it. So Maybe I need to look into that one time. Such a good live. I thought you had even pre-recorded and just play. I did. It was a I pre-recorded it on the when did I show it? On the day before. I sat down and I recorded it, and then I realized I put up a screen of the docs in it, and so then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna trash it," because for me, sometimes when my anxiety is really high, I just need to like do it, and get it done with, and throw it out there, and so I did that, and then I had put one of the screens had my docs on it, so because there was many, and it's hard to keep up with all of them, and I showed it, so then I was like gonna trash the whole thing, and my husband said, "No, no, no, I can fix it." And he just did the blur. You'll notice there it goes even longer than it needed to, but either way, it was blurred out and it was all good, and I could use the content that I had made. And I didn't want to do it live only because, and I have no problem answering questions. Or thank you, Steph. I appreciate that very much. I really do. Um, and curls. I couldn't do it live because it was so much, and it was so it's still kind of raw, but I'm in a way better place, and I feel really good. I say really good. I felt that I could do this, but then I didn't want to live only because I didn't want people to post something in the comment section, or to ask a question or to say something that would throw me off track. And I was off track enough with my anxiety and having to try to present in a logical format. And I mean, I have it all because I had done it for the police. So it wasn't like I had to go dig for stuff. I just didn't want, like, the doxing. I would have not had that covered. It would have actually doxed myself if I was doing it live. So anyway, so then after I completed it and got the blur taken out, then I was like, do I do this as just put it up as a video? But I wanted to be there with you while I watched it so that it wasn't just a video. So that's why I did a premiere. So it was kind of like I could be there with you in the moment, but I wasn't being distracted by what I was trying to say. And I mean, there was times I missed a screenshot on, I did finally put them up. Like if I meant to show you something, I showed you something. If I just talked about something, it was because it had a docs in it or docs somebody else. There was so much in there. I do. I feel a big release. I don't want to say I held it into, like, the whole time, well, not the whole time. If you go back to when Jugs emailed my husband, so what was that, like, I don't want to, it was in 2023, 2023, September 2023, somewhere around in there. Don't quote me. It's in the video. I showed the screenshot. When they contacted him, that's when I had to, like, look, this is what's happening. Well, he didn't quite understand how deep it was going. It was like they're idiots kind of thing, and like brush it off, and it just kept on and on and on, and it was like never could heal the wound. They just kept digging deeper and deeper and pouring vinegar and salt and lime juice, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and infections had it, you know what I mean? It was like, and then I felt like I just had to, like, there were people on line, not, I'm not, it's been a long time, that was like all these people going real life and going to court and doing the things, and there was negativity in that. And hey, KJ, welcome. It's good to see you. There was so much negativity going on with people going to the courts and asking for assistance, and you probably heard negativity about you doing it. I'm proud of you for doing what you did. But then I don't have a person. I think that's what everybody's missing, is this person's anonymous. My biggest, the biggest threat to me, or the issue, and the person's anonymous. And yes, I can, pay thousands of dollars, and get attorneys and go through Google Legal. Yes, they can do that, but you have to go through the California court, and there's just a whole, I've looked at all this. I mean, I'm it's not something I haven't not I've considered. What am I trying to say? So it's not off the table, and I have considered it, but like with you and with some of the others, they had already been doxxed and they had already been vocal in who they were, where they were, what they were doing. And so you could go and put that name on a court paper and move forward. And for me, it was like I kept waiting for the name. And that's even like when Chicago offered the gift card and all that stuff happened. There was never, I don't want to dox anybody. I don't want to sit up here and say, "Oh, I figured out who they are," and like throw them to you. And it does. And I don't want anyone here to go show hate over there. I don't want any of that. I wanted, first for foremost, I want it to stop. Just stop. I don't know why. And like I said, I think, you know, asking multiple times over the years, because it went on for so long, but asking multiple times why, what, you know, let's dead this. What did I do? What are you so upset about? What can I answer to, or make this better? Not, and it was never, I didn't get an answer until just, I don't even know when it was. It was just a couple months ago. And then y'all know the answer to that. Well, I guess I can't look if their channel's not there, right? That was dumb. D-U-M-M-B dumb. No, D-U-M dumb. D-U-M-B dumb. It's a joke if you don't know. Because I exist. And I shouldn't. That was, I think, I mean, it's bad enough because you exist. And then when you say, and you shouldn't, was just the things play in your head. And for me, and I've said it on my channel before, and I know not everybody watches every single thing, but she obviously knew that I had depression, anxiety, domestic abuse, and all the things. And one of those, I've always, for me, and I know everybody's different, but for me, my domestic violence, I've with everything you think of. I had the financial, the sexual, the physical, the emotional, all of it. And for me, I still carry all my wounds, have, that you can see, have healed, and went on financially in a different direction. And, all those things, those words, I still hear those words. So for me, I guess, like we were talking about love languages and stuff like that, each person has their own hang up. And for me, the words play in my head and play over and over and over. And I hear the words, and it just got to me. It got to be too much. And why am I here? And I exist. And people don't want me here. And they're not going to stop until I'm not here. And so it's not okay by any means, but it's just, it was a sick, disgusting, I am at a loss for words. Abhorrent is a good word. And it's pure evil. That's evil. And to this day, I haven't wished that, like, she's not here. I haven't wished that, but, have I felt relief in the last, 24 hours? Solid. Yes, I have. I'll be honest with you. Yes, I have felt relief, not only from coming out and telling everybody what happened, what's been going on, but when she took her channel down, at first I was like, okay, what kind of, not joke, I don't mean it like that, but like, when's it gonna pop back up and knock me senseless, but then the more hours it continued on, apparently there's a package on my porch I'm not getting. My husband's texting me. No. On live. Ooh. On live. Okay, sorry y'all. So it's kind of, it's a double-edged sword when you don't know where they are anymore. Oh, yeah. I don't see. Okay. Thank you, Curls. The Only Hands account and all the stuff going on with the kids channel, I don't know how that works, but I did see, like, I didn't look into it, but so I guess the comments were off, so they thought it was kids only. But then the I can't remember if it was, I did see from Hoggets or Juggy Rat. I don't know who did it. Somebody showed where there's like where you share at the bottom, like where you can when you pull up to leave a comment or something, and then it said that it was made for kids. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, I see it now. But I didn't understand how they were getting that conclusion because I really wasn't, I didn't know how it worked. Oh, Steph, yes. I didn't, to each their own about fetishes or what they do and stuff, but she made a hands channel where everything was her hands and very, doing, and but the way she was talking and stuff, so it wasn't to my liking, but I didn't, it wasn't attacking me or anything, so to each their own, but then when they brought up, yes, popcorn, it's called Only Hands. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where to find it for you. Someone will send it to you, I'm sure, a link to it. But they kept saying that you couldn't leave a comment. I think Bliss Chris has it. Well, she don't have the link to it, but so she made that, but then she put it in the children's side of YouTube, like it wasn't in the normal content. I mean, I think she changed it yesterday after the big uproar, and she made a Valentine's one. But hey, Uncle Will, happy Valentine's Day. Hope you and Amanda have a great day, and you better be nice to her. Treat her well. Aunt Amanda, that is. It's on Juggy Rat's channel, Lisa. So you can find it there. But it said it was made for kids, and that's not kids content. I mean, if you want to make that content, it's like OnlyFans, go ahead and make that content. That's not, I'm not going to discriminate on what people can do, but don't put it on YouTube and put it in the kids department. That's all I can tell you. Let's posted a screenshot of the short she come. Yeah, that, see that. I wasn't paying attention, but I did know from previous, because it's been up there for a long time. I just knocked a flower over. It's been up there for a long time. The that channel, and it was a video and a short for a very long time. So by time I guess they called it out, she took the video down and only left the short up or something. I'm only bits and pieces. I had a full day the day they went after Chris. My days are so mixed up. Was that yesterday? No. Hell, I don't know. Wednesday. On Wednesday, I had a full day. I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning and didn't get home until I came on to Terry Lynn's live for that 1 minute. No, that's her. It's 100% her. She made the Only Hands, like Only Fans, but Only Hands. Yeah, that's 100% her channel. The title says Kids App. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting either way for me. But it's not attacking me or anybody else at this point, but for the kids, it's a problem. I'm furious because I don't care and would never judge anyone for adult stuff, but we have a responsibility to protect kids. Yes, that's been a lot of the conversation lately, and I don't care who has what channel and what they do, but when you're putting it towards children, that's a problem. And if you're not going to protect your own kids or protect the kids that are involved in this situation, someone has to do it. So but if you, yes, so incredibly worried about being called a P, but does this, yes. But if you go back to the live I did, the video I did, I say live, the premiere I did, in that video, it was in the very beginning of her coming on that she was using that word towards us. So it was like, I let so much stuff go because it just kept piling on, piling on, piling on. But if you go, it was way back at the beginning that she started with that word. She came out and that was her using that word to people in our side of YouTube and I don't know about this size thing. If I have to choose a side, I know what side I stand on. I'm okay with that. But it's like I don't want to be grouped. I don't think everybody should be grouped together. It's like that. Was it Running with Scissors, Laughing at You? I don't know. There's several that they would mention, and they were like, "Oh, that is," and they would name off at least 3 people, sometimes up to 5 people running this account. And I don't. I love y'all. Everybody in here, we have something we can agree upon and speak on. But if it came to holding an account together, I don't agree with y'all on everything you do and say, and I don't have to. That's not the thing. But to run an account together and have a sock account that we're like all combined on, we'd be feuding and fighting because I'm like, no, don't post that. Don't sit. I do it with Chicago all the time. You know what I mean? And we get along just fine. But it's like, how do you expect people to run a sock account together and have the same ideas and to be okay with what anybody puts on that account? And like, yeah, sure, we're all running this account, and that'll never happen. I'll never be on a joint account with anybody. I don't do joint Facebook account with my husband because we don't agree on everything. You know what I mean? It's like I cannot understand how to try to rationalize that there's 3 to 5 people running one sock account together. That's it's not going to happen. Exactly. Say it on your own channel. Like, I mean, I'm full agree with that too. But like when I was accused of it, it was, I know for fact it was like me and Melissa and Chicago at one time, and I was like, the 3 of us are not the same. We can't come up with one thought that would be exactly the same together, or someone put something out and go like, no, don't say that. I mean, it was, and then it grew. There was Curls was involved at some point in time, which Curls is Gabrielle, dentist in Notre Dame or something. I'm sorry, Curls. I don't know how they got that person. Melissa became Michelle. Oh no, first she was a can't remember the other lady's name. It's the same. Anyway, it's been a lot of false doxing and a lot of real doxing, and it's just stupid. Like, what? At the end of the day, why are you even bothering with that stuff? I don't hate anybody. I don't. I'm not going real life on. Well, I'll go to court. I guess that's real life. I don't want to contradict myself and say that, but um sorry. I guess he didn't get my text messages. I was on live because then he just called. He's not paying attention. I know. I wish you were a dentist too. I'd come see you. Trust me. Yeah. I remember the pictures put up of this one or this one, and I was like, how'd Julie Virgo get involved in any of this? I mean, it was like my brain I couldn't correlate the how they got to that point. And then it was like, they really think this is Melissa. This is a picture of Julie Virgo. Absolutely. There's nobody on here that has ever seen her profile or her or anything on and could say that that's anyone but Julie Virgo. But yeah, it was Melissa. Vote for Melissa. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I went out to correct anybody because if they get a false dox, it's just as much like whatever. If that's what you think, go ahead. I felt bad for Julie because she's got thrown into this area of YouTube that she wasn't involved in. All of a sudden, was like, I don't know. but she handled it. She didn't care too much. My pup has had too many snacks. Steph, I feel bad for her. Angel, I don't know. No, she's a good girl. She's not bad. The thing is, whether they were real or fake, they were done. No. The intent, 100%. I don't want to just because see that's the big key to all of this. It wasn't just like there was no reason to dox all these people or to put people out there like that, other than to antagonize and terrorize and menace and do it for malicious reasons, whether they were the real person or not the real person when they were who they put out. So, I mean, the intent behind it was to do harm to somebody, whether it was real or not. Yes. I don't. I mean, my friends on here have done things, and I've went behind the scenes like, let's not do that, okay? Like, I don't know who encourages and keeps encouraging things. It takes a special group of people, you know. I mean, someone has to stand up and say, "Let's not do that," you know. Um, it's like, okay, you called me out. I put something. It was about Coley. I don't know word for word. You may know what I said. I said something useless, maybe? No. Something in along that line. And you were like, "Well, not useless." And it made me it was like, "You're right. I didn't mean like how what they said to me as far as like you shouldn't exist, worthless." Okay. I knew I mean I remember it well. I just don't remember word for word because I was going through a whole lot of stuff in the meantime. But so once you pointed it out, I was like, no, because that was not my intent when I the way I put it, I got where you got that and how it does translate to that's what I said. So that's why I was like, no, that's not what I meant. So just, pointing out things to people, I think it's okay. I think that, to make people see the error of their ways or to, rethink it, or I could come back at you and say, no, I absolutely meant that. And this is what I meant it for. But that wasn't the case in that situation. But there's nothing wrong with saying, no, I don't feel that way, or that word's not. Totally get it. Because that was, especially with what I'm been through and what I'm speaking on now and saying that people have value. And so I'm totally, I get it. I totally get it. Even Coley has value. That was not my intent. It was just like, it's mind numbing sometimes to try to get through to her and to try to help her. And like she put out a short, was it yesterday? I don't know. I saw a short from her where she said, just because you think people are doing okay doesn't mean they are. And I feel it. I know what she's saying. I get it. But then don't come out and you want to come out and not show that you're weak and that people are getting to you. And I understand that. But for her to she kept coming back like, I'm God's favorite. And, I'm the chosen one. And I'm making some of this, paraphrasing and making these comments, but it would just kept on and on. And it's like, at some point in time, you have to take accountability. You have to, change your sail and go a different direction, and the wind blows a different way. And, but she doubles down and she just continues on in this child thing. And, it's still continuing. I did see you put something up where she was talking to the chat the other night, and it's like stigmata. Yeah. When the eyes, yeah, that was because Chicago said something about she might be stigma. She said that. She literally said that. So I guess it's the way she comes off, and it's hard. It's hard to feel for Coley. But her saying just because someone appears to be okay doesn't mean they are. And I don't think she's okay. I don't. I haven't thought she was okay for a really long time. And I'm not really one to, I've had my moment with Coley. I've had my moment with Alex. I had my moment with Sarah Jean, and people who I feel are suffering from mental health issues. I tend to like not continue. I may still feel that way, but I don't want to push anyone to a point that they do anything stupid. And I don't want it to be my fault or anything else, but I want her to see the wrong and the harm, and I don't think she does, and that's the problem. I don't feel for her at all. I don't want anything bad to happen to her, but karma got Coley by the throat. It does. That's another part of it too. I guess I do believe in karma, like it's going to play out to where you can only do so much, that you're going to have to answer to what you do at some point in time, whether it's from a different person, like not who you would think she should get it from. Like it'll come back to bite her one way or the other. So, but I don't think she struggles with self-aware. I did at one time, but she's fully aware of herself. She is fully full of herself. She's fully aware. I just don't think she cares. I don't think she cares for others. That her actions can hurt someone else and make someone else feel a certain way. I don't think she cares. This children thing, I don't like. If one were in my chat right now, I don't think they should be here. Children should not be here. I'm an adult. I'm talking to adults in my chat. We're having a conversation about adult issues. I mean, it's not to the extent of what she's doing over there, because that truly is like full adult content a lot of times. Like there should be, there's PG-13 and 17, MA-17 and whatever. She's like in the triple X sometimes, like she needs full adult cut off, no kids allowed. And I don't know why she would want to be friends with kids. Why? I mean, you have 3 at home. That's another thing too. I'm not friends with my kids. I'm not. That's not the type of mother I am. I'm a mother, and I mother my children. So we can, as ages progress and things, dynamics change, but I was never out to be friends. I was out to raise a decent human being, past, to be a self-sufficient, mature individual, So I don't have the ideal to be friends with kids of any age at this point like that. So I don't understand. Chloe's regressing to a child's mental age herself. Yes, I can see that. Trying to be cool with her kids and strangers' kids is so inappropriate. I agree. I don't know how to make her see what others see. So I mean, I don't know how to give her any insight other than it's inappropriate. I would hope you would change. But like, she'll talk to a child and then turn right around and say, let's talk about plan B. And it's like, you just spoke to a child just 3 seconds before, and now you're going to talk about, it's not even contraception at that point, but you know what I mean? It's like, it makes no sense to me how she can rationalize that in her head. I don't think she can. I don't think she can. Even the political, like, they can't vote. What are you doing? I don't, my channel's not to be political. Sorry, I got another one. She was supposed to have this wildly successful political channel that had 100,000 people. But even when she tries to talk about politics, she doesn't make any sense. But then she's talking to children on who you voting for. Well, 5 years from now, they might vote for somebody that's not even on the ballot yet, So So I can't rationalize how she is running that. And then one minute she'll talk about something and it switches up to another thing and deep throat and stuff and whatever. And so she's concerned that parents should have the right to talk to their kids about big topics. I do think parents can talk to their children. Hi, Jojo. Parents have a right, but do other people have a right to talk to your kids? No. Not like her talking to these strangers' kids and giving them these opinions and no. And if she's suffering from domestic violence, I just want to be clear about this. If that, because she did some really weird live the other day, and if that's, you never know what she's alluding to, but if she is suffering from some domestic violence, I hope she gets assistance and can get out and do whatever she needs to do to move forward from that, because I don't want her to be going through that either. If that's, but see, like, I don't know what she's talking about half the time. Like, she's so random and so, what is that word? Like, she hides whatever she's talking about. So I don't know if she's just trying to beg for money or if she needs to get out of that house. And I see you. So I just don't know. Yeah, there's no wildly successful anything going on over there. Political podcast. I will never let that one go. Yes, Queen of Carmel. We're talking about Coley. I gave up too. Tried to help her, but then she went insane one day and I got out of there. I actually think I saw that day when that happened. So yeah. You got a wrench and within like 3 seconds it was gone again. Possibility to set things 18 plus. I know when I don't know about this lot. I feel like I know when I do a video or when I did the premiere or whatever, is this made for kids? No, this is not made for kids every time I do something. So I don't know why it would come out that way. I tried with her for so long to rationalize, like to think she's just going through this or she just doesn't understand or she just, excuse after excuse, but there's no excuse. I don't think there's anyone that can help Coley but maybe herself and a few psychiatrists or something. But I do hope that if she's in a situation, she gets help and gets out. That I do want to be clear about. She asked for me to help, but I wouldn't cover like Sarah or anything else. Okay, that's it. I just want to, for me, I mean, Sarah, she can come back. She's a grown adult, whatever the thing. But for me, Sarah has been gone for a very long time, and I really don't want to. I'm not going to live in 2023. I'm not going to live with the who of that group. I'm not. And it was so painful for me. And like I said, I did my mental health. I think I did two if we really get kind of serious about it. One was about Sarah Jean and one was about Sarah. The two Sarahs got me. And it affected me for what they were. I was so concerned of what they were going through and what was happening. And you can only, the oxygen thing, you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help the person beside you. And I depleted myself of oxygen for quite some time. So once we made it through that, and I never abandoned Sarah, I never would. She left. And so I just don't have anything. When people say, well, what about when so-and-so did this? Or what about when so-and-so? And I understand, but Sarah's not here. So if she were still here and it was like a continuing thing, like when people talk about Tira, and Tira's still here. So if you want to, like when Tira did, yeah, okay, I get it. But not, Sarah's gone for me. I mean, I don't mean like, that sounds horrible. That's not what I mean. It's just like, it was kind of like a death in the family. Once it was over with, it was like there was a confusion and grieving and anger and all the the 5 stages of grief, it all went through, and I'm through that stage, and I'm just not gonna. I, I hope Sarah is well. I hope that she's thriving and everything is, turning around for her too. Yeah. I don't even, Steph, I don't, that Sarah Jean thing, I just don't even, I hope she's gotten help and she's doing well, and everybody in her family is happy, healthy, and doing their thing. Yes. Well, like if you remember the whataboutism, on my screenshots of everything that was happening to me, it was always, but Sarah did this and so did this. And I was like, what did I do? So and so did this. What did I do? So and so did this. And well, what about when so and so did this? And the whataboutisms were like insane to me, that what did I do? And I'm willing to like have a discussion and correct anything I've done or whatever. I didn't see anything egregious in my own mind, but like I said with the worthless comment, I can hear someone else's opinion and either turn it around or double down on it and tell you why I said that or why I'm going to do that, or but I have nothing to go on. And then when it finally came out, it was, I exist and I shouldn't, and that's not okay either. That was the other person. I don't cover drama. I wasn't about to pick sides or do whatever. Endless dramas. Yeah. I'm trying to stay out of the drama. I mean, I'm fully involved in it, of course, like it finds me for some reason. I don't mean to. It's not like I'm seeking out, I'm not participating and doing, hate streams or something on anybody, or that's not my intention even today. It's like, this is happy Valentine's Day. I got a gift that everybody wasn't here when after my stream, I was sent this. Sometimes you forget you're awesome. So this is your reminder. And it's a candle for those who weren't here for it. And it's to remind me, that they care and they appreciate my friendship, and I appreciate that. And no one's been right. It isn't even about sides. It's what's wrong. Yeah. And I've stood up for the person who was abusing me at one point. I mean, not to their face, but I absolutely did. I did not agree with the P word being used in the circumstance of what was happening. Do I agree with the ages and the things? And I want to be clear, I'm only going with what was presented to me by that person. I think if any of us were to have done like a background check and found like a marriage license or birth certificates or something, and pulled these ages out and pulled all this information out and used it against them in any form or fashion, that is wrong. And I don't agree with that. But what happened is this person said, get a notebook, get a calculator, take notes. I'm going to give you these notes. And when it came out, it was like, wait a minute, those numbers aren't jiving. And this stuff that's not okay. So to be clear, personally, if I had a child that became impregnated at 16 and they said, hey, I really like this boy, and I'm like, who is it? And I found out they're younger than them. I'm not even going to go all the way, but if I find out they're young, I'll be like, no, we're not doing this. Not under my house, not under my rules. It's not happening. It would not have happened. Okay. So then now reverse it. And if I'm the parent of the young boy and my son comes home and says, oh, I really love, I like so-and-so and they're so cute and, all this stuff. And I'm like, who is this? And it's like, oh, it's so-and-so from church. And, I'm like, you mean the one that's pregnant? You're young, this age, and no, we're not doing that. We're not going to start life this way. It's just, that's me as a parent, period. It doesn't matter who we're talking about. As a parent on either side of that situation, I would not be okay with that situation for her child, for him child, for either way. I would not. So I don't agree with it, but I also don't agree with using the P word in that situation. So I told people I don't agree with using that word under these circumstances. I don't agree with, calling that name. I don't agree with this. So I stood up for the person who's over there attacking me at all times. And I'll do it again, not for her, but for someone I don't like. I just don't. If I don't agree with it, if it's wrong, if it's right, I'll say so. I didn't say so. That's okay. That's part of it too. With me coming out with this and clearing the table and putting it out there, I need to be able to say if something's happening to somebody, to be able to stand up for them and say, this is wrong. Stop doing this. What happened to Shelly's family was wrong. Did Shelly have any, things that she could have done differently? Absolutely. But who made somebody the judge, jury, and executioner to decide when and where and how her life was going to be turned upside down? So, but anyway, my point being is that I sat quiet for all of that time, 20 months, from Jughead through Popcorn to my video. I sat quiet, told people behind the scenes, I'm sorry this is happening to you. I don't agree with this, or this is how I feel about the situation or something. But publicly, I didn't stand on anything for anybody publicly out of fear of more attacks and more, but they never stopped. So I thought if I just sit back and be quiet, it'll stop eventually. They'll get tired of this. They'll move on to somebody else. And that right there bothered me too, because did they move from me to Shelly? Did I not set her up in the way of like feeding her to the wolves, but did I clear the way for her to be attacked in the way she was? So that just made me even more feel guilt and hurt and stuff, that I sat back to allow somebody else to take some of my beat down. Do you know what I mean? And that's not okay either. So I'm done. If it's right, it's right. It's wrong, it's wrong. And that's where we are today. And and I have said it's right or wrong, but just now I'm just like, I don't care if it's public or private, or I'm going to say what I feel about that, because it didn't change anything. Being quiet, sitting back, hoping it would go away, playing the long game, waiting for the, information to come forward to do something different about the situation. None of that happened. So I suffered not just the daily stuff, but that ending part of it. I suffered a lot, and she's not going to do that to me one more second of one more day of this life. It's not going to happen. Shelly's family's diabolical. I have complicated feelings about that situation. I'm sorry. I don't know what I skipped you. I'm sorry. I don't know what we're talking about, Steph. Yes, that's what I was trying to say just now. Did I miss something? Tried to warn me in a stream when things first began. Steph, yes, what did I miss, Steph? I'm so sorry. Those people created sides, true. Oh, Pop has used it for less, so they always forget when you stand up for them. That's true. I have complicated feelings about that situation. I don't know which situation. Oh, about Shelly's. And it's true. If that's what you're talking about, I can understand that. I'm not saying like everything was right, but I don't think people have the right to do what they did. In the before B, you have to care about yourself first. I always lost myself in here because of that. It's easy to. It's easy to lose yourself. Okay. I see you, Steph. Fear of retaliation. That's another thing. They were pulling out subscribers and tagging them and looking into their lives and stuff. So that was a crazy situation. It was all, I don't know what made people go that far and to do the things that were happening all over for not just me, but and not Shelly, just the whole situation. Trying to out Melissa as Julie Vargo's picture, it's like, what made you go there? Why did you even need to she used to use a profile picture. If you want to, put her picture out, why don't you put her picture out?
I'm not giving it to you, but I mean, if you know, it was out there before. Beyond uncomfortable. Totally. No, they didn't have a right to do what they did. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying I just want as long as we're clear, I'm not saying like that was a whole
one-sided was completely right, but the bad outweighed
what they did was way above and beyond. I know, right? She gives Melissa's a bad name. She's Melissa baby. That's why. That's why they're obsessed. Because she's the baby. Melissa baby. Spineless behavior going with the crowd to the degree of almost making an entire family be homeless. Mm-hmm. You hate that one. I know. That's I know that's your favorite one out of all of them. But sometimes I have my streams where when I would do the hold on. Now it's forever. I would put it up there and oh, I don't have my chat up over here. Sorry. There you go. You see? So I still see those on my old streams. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. But it reminds me. That was not a horrible time, but I know you didn't like that one at all. But they did it. I just, poor Melissa, I rarely ever see her anymore. Yeah. I was surprised to see her pop up in my chat the other day. I was, but I've seen her somewhere else. Where did I see her? Maybe on Steph's live. She didn't want anything to do with YouTube. I don't blame her. I really don't. I don't blame anybody who would leave, especially with the way it got. It has. What words have been used? Dumpster fire, cesspool. I mean, it's went beyond all that too. It's worse than that. No, I don't blame anybody that. But I also I don't. This was a conversation I've had about the situation. Is like, I don't know. I had a child that had been reprimanded at school, and when I got to the bottom of it, I was like, what happened? Well, a boy was rubbing her neck from behind, and she didn't tell him to stop. I was like, so she is suffering consequences because she didn't say stop. It wasn't like she was, oh, do it some more. It wasn't like that. It was like there was obvious, because absolutely was on video, was a whole nother part of this scenario. And she was very uncomfortable about the situation, and she got in trouble for him making her uncomfortable and putting hands on her. And you're going to punish mine? So that I am the one that is like, no, the person you shouldn't have to run from somebody. You shouldn't have to like close my account because they're doing this to me. Now, if I'm doing something that egregious, then my account needs to be closed. I totally understand. And I'm not saying, but the person who's being victimized, and that's another thing. You can't have a victim. Like I've heard in the last day about something about victim mentality. You can't have a victim if you don't victimize somebody. So, you can't just randomly be a victim. You have to be victimized. So stop victimizing people and we won't have victims. Let's just make that clear. But you can't make the person who's being harmed change everything about themselves to suit the abusive person. That's not the world I'm going to live in. And so I'm not going anywhere under those circumstances to just jump out. Well, you missed a whole conversation. How long have you been here? Over an hour. We've chatted a little about everything from Valentine's Day to the gift I received. If the person wants to be named, I'll name them, but I haven't named my gift. I'm the recipient. What is the presenter of the gift?
And here's my gift that I received, and I opened it earlier. And what else? We've been talking about Coley. We've talked about the premiere I did the other day. We've just a little bit of, now we're on to a little bit of everything. But right before you came in, my statement was about leaving YouTube and being the victim of somebody else. And you can't be a victim if you don't victimize somebody, or you can't have a victim if you don't victimize somebody else. So if you stop victimizing, there will be no victims. Bye, Queen of Karma. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you have a good one. That was another thing. If anybody had, if they're doing date night, or if there's anything special they're doing for Valentine's Day, we're just cooking spaghetti today and then for dinner, and then we're going out to eat with someone else tomorrow. And then there's this place I want to go. Well, Cane's Chicken Fingers. I was telling them there's this one over in the next town over that is doing the drive-through, and the front of the store has been turned into what they're calling the tunnel of love. And so it has a heart when you drive through it, and then it turns like sparkly light. You got to do it at night to get the full effect, but I want to do that. I don't care if we just go get a drink in the drive-through, but I want to go through there and do that. The candle smells great. I could smell it in the bag, like coming. It was in here in the Amazon bag, and I could smell it coming through even with it all boxed up. So it smells like lavender, and it smells wonderful, relaxing. So that's all. So, but it's going to leave on the 16th. The drive-through thing, they're going to take it down on, well, it's going to be through the 16th. So I'm hoping that'll be up Sunday night. So I want to do that. And then just for, I don't even know why. Because we do the Dallas Cowboy ones. I have shorts on my channel of the Post Malone store that we have in Dallas on Northwest Highway. It has the Dallas Cowboys star and stuff that you drive through, and it has digital stuff of the players and all that, and it's just something to see. But I want to do the Tunnel of Love one. Anybody else got some great stuff going on? I'm sorry. I don't like to yawn. Like, I know people yawn online. But I haven't slept well for a little while. And then last night I actually got some decent sleep for the first time in I don't know how long, without any medications or anything, just sleep. It was a long time coming. I really needed it. That's one of my downfalls. Is if I don't sleep, I get like, ew. And so when you go for a long time, it's not good for me. Trying to stay warm, waiting for more snow. I'm not doing the snow. No, we've had a drop in temperatures this week, but nothing compared to, like, I have friends that are sending me snow pictures and stuff, and we have no snow, no ice, no anything like that. Exactly, Steph. If I don't sleep, I'm a horrible person. Don't deprive me of my sleep. That's where I lose it. When I get sleep deprived, I'm not a very good person. Central Florida, and it's been so hot. Well, see, we had that last week. Last week it was 80 degrees. And then I don't know where we're at this week. Sorry. I just stay in the house and stay warm. So last week we were in the 80s like every day. Right now it says it's 53, but it feels like 47. It's supposed to be warm tomorrow, up to 72, but then we're back down again into the 40s and 30s next week. So it has a fluctuation that I don't really want to deal with. I kind of like it to stay in one general area.
It's freezing. It's been a horrible winter. Usually love it. But you know what? The seasons are they're not the way they are supposed to be. Something, they're like I follow a girl in Alaska and they had flowers blooming the other day and it's supposed to be dead of winter for her right now. And it's like not unseasonably the seasons aren't where they're supposed to be seasonally. That did not make sense. But like being 80 last week and then 30 this week was like, it's like, what's going on here? That's not our typical. We're either burning in hell or we're freezing. There's two choices here. And freezing to us is not freezing to anybody else. I understand that. Ooh, 18 with high winds. See, then it's bitter cold, like into your bones. Have to train yourself to sleep nightly. Almost. I don't know how y'all deal with it. Anything below 6. Well, see, like I used to live here and it'd be 120 degrees. And I would go to my parents' house and it'd be 80 in the maybe high 80s. Okay. And they were like, oh, we're in a heat wave. People are dying of no air, like it's so hot that people are keeling over. And in my brain, I can't compute because we have people down here to have heat strokes and stuff, but it's 120 in the summertime. So it's like, it's only in the 80s. What are you talking about? And I get that like that's their high, but I would be up there and I would want to put on a hoodie and, fuzzy socks. I'm freezing. And they're like, it's in the 80s. And I'm like, but when you go from 120 to the 80s, that's a drop. Like it's going from summer to winter. They just couldn't understand. I would freeze. I'd freeze up there in the summertime. I live in the sun my whole life in Texas, so I mostly like having all 4 seasons. I do miss that. I miss seasons. Like we go from green leaves to brown leaves, and that's it. There's not the yellow, the oranges, where it switches, and you have this fall period. And when I lived on Oahu, if it dropped into the 70s, we were huddling in our cars with the heat on. See, you understand, right? Like normal people would be like 70s. What's wrong with you? That's just like that's good weather. But if you go from the heat to that, it's like a big drop. And I don't think looking back, like my childhood home up north, I don't think we didn't have air conditioning. And then we had like one window unit in the front room for the longest time. So it didn't go to the bedrooms. And I don't ever remember being like hot. Like here, you will know if you're hot. You will be having a heat stroke, sweating, panting, all the things. But I don't remember. Bye. Have a great Valentine's Day. Hope you don't have to work or do anything. But if you do, I don't know what profession you're in anymore, but the old profession, you get lots of tips. and have a great day. But get some good sleep because we know you need it. Lived in Puerto Rico and Florida and can't handle the cold. Yeah. Right now, though, I'm in I'm enjoying the cold, and it's not the same cold as other places, but I'm enjoying the cold. My husband, on the other hand, cannot stand the cold at all. Like, I'm freezing. Have I told you I'm freezing? Have I told you I hate the cold? I hear it all the time. Oh, that's right. She's not feeling well. Sorry. Thank you, Lisa. Steph, I hope you feel better. I hope you don't have to work today, and I hope you don't have to do anything for tips. So I'm sorry. Lisa, you're right. Backtrack. Missed that one. I mean, I didn't miss it. I just forgot about it. So I hope you feel better. Born in Puerto Rico and youngest in Florida. That's funny. Not funny, but coincidence. I've only been to Florida. And it was so muggy. I guess it was kind of like Texas in retrospect, like thinking about because like the cold when I was younger in the northeast Midwest area, it was a cold. And then like when you go to Colorado to visit out there, my brother was in the military out there. and then had family out there. So when I'd go to visit out there, I didn't have to wear a coat. It would like be snow everywhere, full snow, full winter, and it just wasn't cold like that bitter cold. It was definitely wintertime, but it's just where it depends on how much humidity and moisture. And where are you going? She's out. Okay, maybe not. There you go. Jeepers. Okay, you got jealous, didn't you? And the third one come along. Wouldn't have minded a little cooler for a while longer. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. What we have, I'm enjoying it. So I don't have to I go outside, but I don't have to work outside. So I guess that would matter too if that was a problem. Guess it all depends on the circumstances. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I have no secrets, none whatsoever. I need help. My hair's curly. It's very, very curly. And it tangles. Like if I don't wash it, if I don't do a blowout, if I don't wash it every single day, it would be a tangled mess that I can't even deal with. And I do wear it curly sometimes, but are you coming? Sorry, just getting snacks. But I have no secrets whatsoever. What's her? Chris has secrets. What'd she say? You were part of that, right? Redkin or something? And then someone was telling me the other day I was at a place and they told me to go with Pantene. But yes, totally curly. Mm-hmm. The longer it is, the longer the stretch of the curl. So like if it were short here, it would be like, but then the weight of it pulls it some, but it's still really curly, especially like in the back of it. But like this is a blowout because then it doesn't tangle. Like it would be like right now I would not be able to do this whatsoever. It would be like total mess. But thank you very much. I wish I had secrets. I wish I had any knowledge of hair care and in general at all, because I don't. I just learned to do the blowout myself because I was going paying lots of money for it. When you have this much hair, to get back in the day, it's been forever ago, but like to get a perm, it was like you're gonna have 3, so it was triple the charge. And to get a cut, they want to charge more because you have long hair, and it's just everything is like the thicker. And then once they put their hands in it, because when it's flat like this, it doesn't look as thick as it is. I mean, it still has some, you can tell it's kind of thick, but I'm talking like when, you know how normal people can put a rubber band around it twice? I can't get that normal one around the second time. My hair's so thick. So it's just a whole problem. So straight. See, I wanted straight. It's always what you don't have is what you want. I figured that out along the way. Everybody wants what they don't have. But like people who go and can let their hair air dry, and it might have a little wave to it or something, or I can't even run a straightener through it. Like it's that thick. And I mean, like even like doing tiny small sections, just a little bit of it. It takes me like 50 passes to get to this right here, where this is having to use an actual blow dryer tool to blow it out. It's a pain. It's a total pain. And like I'll be on the phone with Chicago and we're like, okay, I gotta do my hair. And she's like, she'll just go and she goes, okay, I'm done. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you in an hour and a half, okay? It don't work like that for me. It'll dry in 20 minutes, like air dry. Cause see, like to air dry, mine won't dry. I mean, it will eventually, but like tonight, I'd still have wet hair. But then if I put a hair dryer to it, then it'll frizz out. You know what I mean? It's just a mess. I can't complain. That's the one thing because I was made fun of for having too much hair, and I can't complain because I have friends that are having hair loss and thinning hair and stuff, and I feel so bad for them. So I can't complain. I want to, but I won't complain. And then if I like put it into like a bun or something, it could take 3 days to dry if I didn't undo it and let it, like the part that's wrapped in there would stay wet for days. I mean, I don't do it, but it's been like, oh, it should be dry, and I take it down and it's still wet. I hate that. So you doing okay, Rebrand? You doing great with the fowl family? I don't know, what are they? They're not fowls, are they? What are they? Oh gosh, those are ducks. What are chicken or fowl too, right? Are birds fowl? I don't know. How are the birds? Is what I mean. I was trying to be witty, but it came off like I don't think that's what it was. I saw how thick your hair was and was like, oh, give me. I would give some. I would. That's just too much for me. I'm really thinking about getting a cut. That's been on the table here lately. Like maybe to here, above the shoulder, like right there. I don't know yet. Birds are loud and they know spring is coming. Oh, I bet. Do they get to go outside? That's probably another thing. They know it's time for them to venture out. I know in a cage. I don't mean like outside, like whoosh, fly away, but I would give you some if I could, Lisa. I really would. I see myself squinting up there. My eyes are heavy. Somebody was talking about, was it Chicago? Was talking about her eyelids are, they're heavy. Mine are heavy. They go on walks with you on a harness. I'd never ask you to dox yourself, but I want to see that. Outdoor Avery. Yes. I knew they would. You love your birds. I knew they would have a indoor, outdoor, and walks I didn't think of, but I can imagine. Yes, I'd agree. Every year, everything gets a little bit more difficult. Have I ever had shorter hair? Yes. When I was, when I was like 8, I wanted short hair, and my mom took me and I got it done, and I looked like a boy, a little boy. It was that, that boy cut, like, I don't know. It went, so then I was like, never again. And then the shortest that I had was actually like lower than shoulder. Like, I mean, not, I'm thinking up here now, but it was down here, and then I had bangs and some shorter layers to it. So it was kind of, I liked it. I'm not sure if it's in style anymore, but I liked it. Yes, we want to see birds on harnesses. 1985. Nope. I had to think. Mine went that far back. The last time I had it cut, I never say short. I've never had the one time I had short hair was like when I was 8 years old. That time. But shorter hair, I don't think I've had it, and I don't even get it cut. Any cutting that's done on it, I've done. I can't remember the last haircut I had. It would have been like in 2013, 2012, 2013.
I hear you. You want snacks all day, every day. And that was just cut. Like anything that's been done to it now, I do it. And me in Chicago did, was it butterfly cuts or something? We saw it on YouTube. So we did it.
Turned out okay. The maintenance in boot camp was too long. Was too much with long hair. Now my hair is blow up, but I went through that stage too. Like, I'll never cut it again, and
It's not been down that long. It's like it's between my waistband and below my bra strap. So it's down there. It's not to my butt.
but it's long. It used to always be down to my butt.
That was how my ex-husband liked it. So once I got rid of him, I got rid of the down to my butt. Out of spite, probably. But I'm really thinking about cutting it though. It's been on my mind lately.
Like heavily on my mind. Anytime I want to go get it cut and I go in someplace and I tell them this is what I want, they're like, oh no, you'll regret it. And let's just do a little trim. And I didn't come here for a trim, I come here for a haircut. So I want it cut. So they talked me out of it, and I'm like, I'm not paying you to not do what I want. That's like my tattoo. I wanted my tattoo. I wanted my tattoo to face me. Like when I looked at it, it was for me. It wasn't for you. You know what I mean? It's like, and they wanted me to have it to where when I put my arm out, oh, I can't see. When I put my arm out, it faces that person. And I have it that way. And I'm like, I paid for that. This is mine. I have to look at it upside down every day. It was for me. It wasn't for anybody else. So I'm trying to now, like, if they won't give me what I want, I'm not doing it. You dated a guy that liked their hair long and wanted you to cut it and nearly to your ankles. I wouldn't be able to walk. Okay, funny story. Let me tell you a second. And then when we broke up, he had it cut to my shoulders the next day. Now I'm back to long again. I believe you. You know those, and they've come back again. But you know the old scrunchies, the material, the really thick materials around the scrunchies, the real scrunchies. When did they come out? I can't remember. But I had like in the 90s. We went to the water park. And I had all that hair and I had it in a scrunchie. And I got under the water and I couldn't get back up. It between my hair getting wet and that scrunchie with water, it was weighing me down. I'm nearly drowned from a scrunchie and my hair being wet. True story. So yeah. But I've never had hair to my ankles ever. Hair is pretty long. Trying to keep it long as you can because 40 and your hair isn't. Yeah, it's hard. Halfway down your back. Yeah, I'm very cautious of going underwater or what I have, how I have my hair. Because when it's on top of your head in a scrunchie and gets to be 120 pounds over top of you, it's not very good trying to get out. So, but I don't like water either. I mean, I like water, like a bath or a shower, that type of water. But, and this is bad for my husband because he is a lake person. He is a fisher. He has boats. Does all the things. When I was little, I drowned, and my brother caught me. I was in an inner tube, and I'd slipped out of the inner tube, and my brother said, "Look, mommy, she's waving," and I was drowning, and they saved me. And so I had that drowning incident, and then later on, it was probably there were just the two of us at that time, so we were probably like 3 years difference, probably like 5 and 8. And I recall my mom saying that she wouldn't take us out on a boat because she kept having reoccurring dreams of the boat like capsizing and we were drowning and she didn't know which one of us to save. And I knew who was mom's favorite. And so I didn't want to go on the boat or in the water because I knew who was going to be saved out of that situation. It wasn't me. So I don't know. I had an aversion to water, like big water, like lakes and stuff. So my husband's like, let's go fishing. Let's go out on the lake. Let's do the boat. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I don't want to. I don't want to. And I will occasionally, but it's like, oh. And he even bought me the really, really nice, not the big bulky life vest. Couldn't think of what it's called. The really sleek ones that you can wear. I wear it the whole time that I'm on the water. I'm not taking that sucker off. But he tries to make it somewhat comfortable, but it's just like, no. That's one of my isms. We sold one a couple months ago. 1, 2, 3. I'd have to go out in the backyard and count. I know there's 3. There may be 4. And then 2 kayaks. And we sold the John boat. So that's gone. I see you, Mama. Come here. So, yeah, I'm not going out on the boat. Not going out on the, well, I will. When we did the 4th of July, we went to Lake Whitney and watched the fireworks from the boat, like in the middle of the lake. And that was fun. But, okay, see, I'm traumatized at everything I do. This is my problem. So then we come back to the thing and we put the boat on the trailer. And he's like throwing me something under the trailer. And I'm like the boat cover to like, like those, what are they called? The click fasteners, like to the strap and click it together. And he's throwing me under the boat. Hi, Chris. Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm like, I'm not grabbing that. And he's like, why? And I said, because it's wiggling. I'm not grabbing that. And he goes, yeah. When we put the boat on the trailer, it trapped a snake. It trapped a snake between the boat and the trailer. So when we pulled off, it was like kind of hanging down and doing the trying like snakes do. And he ended up having to get rid of the snake in other means because it was trapped between the boat and the trailer. And he wanted me to grab a hold of it to grab that thing. And he didn't realize it was a snake. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And then so I'm just constantly, things happen to me that make me like, no, I don't want to do that again. That was a bad experience. Oh, we have lizards. We have lizards that live out here, and I won't go out on the porch until I open the door 3 times and try to make them run away. And oh, Lisa, we're not very good, are we? But yeah, so the snake thing happened, and then it made me think. Okay, so that snake was somewhere in that water with us at some point in time. What if the snake got on the boat while I was in the middle of the lake, and I couldn't get rid of the snake or the boat? Like, what do I do then? So that I think too much sometimes. That's my problem. Like, I had to think that one through. We had a tarantula when I was little, like a pet, like in a terrarium, whatever the heck they are. Not aquarium, because that's water. And before I could go spend the night with my friend on the street, I'd have to hold the tarantula. It was like a torture chamber. And if I wanted to do it, I had to do it. And then they would come up and they'd put their feelers right on your pulse and just sit there. And I was like, can you get this thing off of me already? But I don't want to just like reach down and pick one up. I only did that because I had to go spend the night somewhere. I don't remember them in California. I was in Northern California in the Bay Area, but I don't remember tarantulas up there. I know you were probably down in Palms area, right? South. But I don't remember lizards out there. I'm sure there were lizards, but I don't remember them. Not like I have lizards just that live here, but I don't remember them over there. Camp Pendleton. Is that near 29 Palms? Is that, or is that just Navy? Anyway, I don't know. I'm not trying to. My brain isn't functioning on all cylinders at this point. Catch lizards and make them bite? Oh, like the little. I've seen people do that. I'm not really up for that. Would you do it to you or do you do it to other people? We used to go to, back in the day, this has been forever and ever, never go. We would go to the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey circus thing, and then we would do that back thing, and then they always sold lizards. I don't know if you're chameleons. They always sold them in little boxes with a window, like the little circus cookie boxes, but it had a window in it with a lizard in it. And looking back, that was like, why did we do that? Why was that a thing? I guess it's like getting a fish at the fair. But why did we get chameleons at the circus and bring home this chameleon in a box? I just don't. My brain can't understand it now. It was like the thing we always did as a kid, but and we played with them and stuff, and they died pretty quick. But what? You have a fear of clowns? So does my husband. I keep threatening him that I'm gonna dress up like a clown or I'm gonna hire a clown or, you know, but I don't because he really has a genuine. He took me to Screams. It's a whole park that's they do in the normal days they do the Renaissance fair, but at Halloween time they turn it into a spook fest or whatever you want to call it. And has like a bunch of all the buildings turn into haunted houses, and they have a pumpkin patch that you ride a horse, not a horse trailer. What am I trying to say? Like a farm trailer on the back with hay ride. I'm having difficulties here. And so we would do that, and he took me there, and they had clowns, and I knew he loved me then because he had to put up with all those clowns. He was terrified. He had to be the strong man and act like it wasn't bothering him, but I knew it did. Only reason I know 29 Palms is because that's where my nephew was stationed, and he was Navy, but he did go with the Marines into Iraq as a corpsman. The worst bite I've had was from a freaking hamster. Thank you for your service, rebrand. Thank you for your son's service, Chris. Come from a all military family, like all the branches. I have grandpas, uncles, brothers that they were from Air Force, all of it. Not the I didn't even know it existed until the election. What is the new one? The outer space. I don't know what it's called. I was like, what is that? Chicago was telling me, she said, no, it's real. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's the Navy, the Marines, the Army, Air Force, and then this. I'm like, what is that? And she says it's a real military, and I don't believe it, but it's the space people. Yep. SpaceX is just the Elon stuff, right? Like, no, there's a military division of our military now, the United States military. One of the divisions is space. Had a wicked tail whip right across my face. Oh no. Am I the only one that knows what I'm talking about?
U.S. Space Force is the military branch that handles space operations. It is the sixth branch of the U.S. military. It was new to me. I had no idea. And like I said, I have a full gamut of military family. And I was like, where did that come from? Ew. They do eat iguanas, though. No, people do eat them. Mostly on islands where they don't get a whole lot of deliveries and stuff. We had when we first moved here, and we're in the suburbs of the city. When we first moved here, they had we it may have been alive now that we know a little bit more about things, but we found an iguana in our backyard, a huge one. Like, I mean, this long and then the tail hung off. That's just the body of it, and it was stiff as a board. And come to find out, I guess around here when the weather dips, they fall out of the tree, and then they're not really dead. They're just just kind of stunned. I don't know, but we got rid of it, and we thought it was dead. 11-foot Burmese python. No, thank you. My brother had a is it a python that wraps? No. Yeah, it was probably a python. Like a ball snake? I don't know. He had one when I was younger and it had babies immediately and it was just a nightmare to me. And I think I'm so traumatized by my life that just I don't like anything like that. Loves them like to eat them? Chris? Is that what you're talking about? Yes. No, they would like put the iguanas on it like a you know how you see the not I know they put pigs in the ground too and do like a whole cook to roast a whole pig, but it like the spit. Have you ever seen the pig on the spit that turns? They have a spit like that that they put the iguanas on and cook them like that and eat them. I won't. I won't eat anything weird. No. Um, I don't want barbacoa. Is that tongue? What are you doing to me? I have friends here that they cook tacos with tongue, and I'm not eating that either. Even though I really like my friends, I'm not doing it. Oh, is that bad? I hear you, Mama. Come here. I can't hold all these dogs. Yeah, I guess because they do, it's like a protein source. I'm not knocking it. I mean, for me, I won't do it, and but if people do it, and that's their because there's people who in I don't even know. Not gonna lie. Um, the bugs are a source of protein, and it's part of their everyday food source, and not in Puerto Rico. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like in other countries. And if that's what they have to do to survive and they can tolerate that, then more power to them. But it's just, I have aversions to so many things, especially foods, different types of foods. So barbacoa is a method of cooking meat in the ground. Oh, really? I don't know why I thought barbacoa was like like when they put the cow head. Have you ever? Never mind. I don't eat those either. I want the fajita, please. Frogs and lots of other things. True. I had frog legs once. I used to not be so picky. I've had alligator, I've had frog legs, I've had squirrel, I've had rabbit, deer, armadillo. Um, it just made me quiver. Gross. Oh no. Um, I can't think of a turtle. But now I'm like, no, I don't want any of it. I really prefer chicken at this point. A lot of craziness. But people thoroughly enjoy it. Like they can have it. I'm all for not wasting parts. If they can eat the parts, let them eat the parts. But it's not for me. Well, guys, we're almost 2 hours in. Make a scooter stew. Oh God, what's in it? Scooter. What's scooter? Chris. Yeah. I'm really big on chicken right now for some reason. But we're having spaghetti tonight with ground meat sauce. Cooter. No, thank you. Turtle. Okay. I've had turtle chili. Yeah, but I'm not saying I liked it or that I would like continue to. Genuine. Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate that. I do. And I feel it. I don't want to make it like through this whole time that I mean, because of my own self, I made myself feel alone and feel like I had to carry that burden in silence and all the, I I know there were people here for me. I know I wasn't alone. I know other people were receiving the same treatment, and I don't want to discount any of that or make anyone that I didn't know that I was cared for by people and stuff. So I want to make that. It's just once you start getting in your head and you like I said, the words because you exist, because you exist, because you exist. It's just it things like that really sink in and wear on you. And it's not anyone's that my support network. I know I have support and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I have from day one. So I don't want anyone to feel like that I feel like anybody let me down or that wasn't there for me or what I did it to they did it to me and then I got in my own head and hurt myself too, on top of that from what I was hearing and what I was feeling and thinking and stuff. So but it was never like I didn't have people on my channel, my subscribers, my supporters, my friends, they y'all have always been here and I appreciate that and I'm grateful for that. So I don't want it to be like I'm just complaining that like I was all alone in this and I wasn't. It was just once something gets to you that deep and they won't let go of it, it just takes over, I'm sorry, rebrand. My story, what was happening? Oh, because of your being doxxed and stuff. Is that I'm reading a lot into this without not really knowing. Chris, you gotta stop. Here, okay. I'm sorry, I gotta talk to Chris for 1 second. Chris, please hear me. Do not go over there and engage with people. It's not worth your time, your effort, and what they're gonna do back to you. It's not. So just stay where you're welcome. Enjoy the community that wants you around. And I know it's hard. I know but if they come to you and follow you, see, because what was happening for me is like I would be, say this was your chat and I was over here talking, they would come behind me and be like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." They wouldn't leave me alone. So you going there is not a good thing for anything. And you don't deserve any of that. And what they said to you was atrocious and telling you to play in traffic and nobody cares for you and your family don't care. That stuff hurts. And I understand it because I've been there and I totally, I'm not discounting. It hurts, but do not go over there and argue with people that don't want you around because that's just going to cause more. They get emboldened by it. They get some kind of pleasure from it. So just stay where you wanted. Make your friends over here and
stay where you're loved and cared for, and nobody's doing anything, talking about you behind the scenes or any of that stuff. But you can defend people, like you can defend me on my channel. You can defend Shelly on her channel, Tira on her channel, or if you want to defend Tira on my channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, but don't go to where the person that hates them and try to defend them to them, because that's just it makes them do worse things, and it's not good for you or for anybody else. And I don't want you to feel like you did yesterday when people were coming at you, and it's just not good. Rebrand says, Chris, stop engaging and block out the negative noise. Yes, we don't need any negative noise. Trust me. I mean, you can have a difference of opinion. If you're dealing with adults that can have an adult conversation, that's a whole different thing, to where you can like say, but I really feel this way. And they feel that, like, I mean, that should be doable. But what you're dealing with right now, you're not going to have that mature conversation with anybody in this circumstance over there. So it's better just to like protect yourself. And if you want to defend people or protect other people, then the best way to do that is not to, they just ramp up. So it's not a good thing. Sticks and stones argue, but words will never. Don't say that. Don't say that. I would never say that. Yes, you're right. It's a crock of shit. It is. It's a crock of shit. Do not say that, because that's what I was explaining earlier. I think I did it right before you came. I'm not positive, but I have been through domestic violence, and like I was saying, I had all of them. I had the sexual, financial, the verbal, the physical, every bit of, abuse. But to me, what still to this day, I hear the words, I hear the things he said to me. And it was the same way with this situation. Like, hearing the words were just, they cut deep, and then they play over and over and over, to where minus they keep doing it, so to you have to stop the noise. You have to stop it. You don't need that. You don't need that conversation with them or with yourself. So the words have stuck with me through all of it. And I'm trying to move past that. I know, Mommy. I know. I can't hold two at the same time. So I don't want to discount you. I don't want to, your feelings are valid, and the things they said to you is horrible, and nobody over here wants you to play in traffic or we don't, I don't even know how you get to some of the stuff that was said. Some of the stuff was said is just gross. Yes. I heard part of your story on the replay of Terry Lynn's. I know I could sit here all day and talk too, but I'm going to have to go too. So we're all going to have to go. And again, thank you for my candle. I don't know if you want mentioned, but I did open it publicly and talk about it, but I didn't say who gave it to me, and I have no problem with that. So everybody have a great Valentine's Day. Oh, that's fun. Get to babysit. And I'm going to, okay, says I can. So Rebrand sent me the candle, and I was explaining it's at the beginning, but I didn't know you could do this. I've never had that happen before, where you just sent me an email saying you have a gift, click here to accept it. And then it took my address and did it that way. So it was not anonymous, whatever, but through an email. I've never had that happen where it wasn't like on a gift wish list. Words are not coming out right now. And I read your little note minus your name, and it said, never doubt how important you are, how much light you bring to others, or that you are a rock star and an amazing woman. I'm proud to call you friend, and I'm proud to call you friend too. And I thank you for the candle. And it was going to sit right here where I can see it every day. And I think I'll burn it. No, I'm just kidding. Right now I can still smell it, so I don't even have to light it right now. So I don't have to even light it right now to get the good scent from it. So, I mean, I've not that I want people to use my name or my address or anything else, but I've been doxxed to high heaven already. So, it's like it's out there somewhere. But anyway, so thank y'all for hanging with me. I appreciate you. And I'm going to get to starting cooking my sauce and do some laundry. What a Valentine's Day, right? But I hope everybody has a good day. Hope everybody has a happy Valentine's Day. And yeah, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Thanks for coming. Oh, what sauce? Meat sauce, spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce. We're having spaghetti for dinner. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for the candle. I really do appreciate it. And the message, and it all means a lot. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.